What is going on, guys and girls? Ashley here from Player TV, and today we are going to be taking a look at this keyboard right here. This is from Drevo and it's called the Calibur, as in Excalibur. This is an RGB mechanical wireless keyboard. Wireless tech tips, you missed one out. We're here to solve your problems, don't worry about it. Anyway, before we get into it any further, we're going to be going the credits, or the titles you like, and then we'll come back to you. Enjoy. So taking a look at the actual keyboard, let's have a quick closer look at it. So as you can see, it is actually quite a small keyboard. It does fit into the palm of your hand quite well, even though that's not obviously how you use a keyboard. It doesn't have the numpad on the side of it, and it's less than 10 keys. It's actually only 72 keys altogether, because as you can see on the top, there's actually no F number keys. So there's no F1, F2, F3, things like that. So you can't F4 yourself. It does have an FN button, and the F keys can be found on the number keys. It does line up as well, so F7 is key 7 if you click the FN button. Like I said, it is also wireless and got the RGB. So talking about the wireless a bit on it at first, if you unplug the key, if you unplug the USB on the back of it, you can then flick a tiny little switch on the back. Only a little criticism with this board is the button is so tiny, and if you don't have fingernails, it can be a bit hard. But turning it on wireless, as you can see, no wires attached to it at all, and it still lights up and it still functions absolutely fine. The best thing about the Bluetooth, it's a Bluetooth keyboard, sorry, so it's not any like special Wi-Fi dongles or anything you need to get. If you've got Bluetooth in your computer, it'll work absolutely fine. Another thing about that as well, obviously you can connect it to Android and iPhone phones as well. And the best thing about this keyboard is it also has 3 Bluetooth presets on it, so you connect it to a computer and 2 other devices through Bluetooth. And obviously you can also connect it through the USB. The batteries in it are rechargeable, so no changing it. AA batteries are all built into the keyboard as well. So obviously with a keyboard like this, the first thing I do actually want to talk about is the wireless capabilities of it. Now it uses Bluetooth for them capabilities. That means you can connect it to your Android and iOS devices, which is a nice little feature. It does actually have 3 presets inside the keyboard as well, so it can remember 3 different devices, and you just click a key combination to switch between them devices. So absolutely fantastic there. No recalibrating or anything like that. The keyboard's always ready to do it. Battery life when it's on Bluetooth, it lasts about 20 hours. It does have battery saving features, so after a bit the LEDs go off just to save that battery life if it don't think it's being used. The switch on the back of it to turn the Bluetooth on, that's the main criticism. It's tiny, you need nails to get into it, and I bite my fingernails, so I can't do that, so I need to keep using the tool that came with it, the keycap pull tool, to turn the actual switch on. When using it with games, we do recommend still using it as a wired, because there is an occasional bit of lag. It's not that noticeable, but it is there. But while using it on the USB, it does absolutely fine. I can't notice any lag when playing games like Battlegrounds or League of Legends or anything like that, or even Counter-Strike. So it does work quite well, but on Bluetooth, but I would recommend if you're using it as a game to use wired. But you can still also use the Bluetooth on it while it is wired up to your computer as well. Another little issue is the battery on this isn't actually replaceable, so there's no battery compartment, so you can't put own batteries in, which is decent in some respects, but others it's not. So for example, if the battery, after using it for a couple of years, it can start dying, so you can't actually replace that. It isn't user replaceable, I'm afraid. We haven't taken it in bits to actually see what the battery inside it is, but like I said, 20 hours is a long time, and it takes also around about 2 hours to charge up. So taking an actual close look at the build quality of the keyboard, it is an all plastic body, there's no actual metal or anything on it. The keycaps are injection molded, so they are nice keycaps, and obviously you have the light coming through it as well, so that's absolutely fantastic. With regards to the actual body of the thing, if you do try to twist it, there isn't hardly any twist you can get out of it, so it does do that quite well. It is nice, well built, and it does feel nice and sturdy while you're using it on your desk. And it also, because there's no wobble, you can quite easily pop it on your knee and use it on your phone or whatever. With regards to the actual switches on the keyboard as well, they do look exactly like Cherry MX switches, but they're not. They're actually branded on the key itself as Drevo, but they do feel nice and linear. The weird thing is though, these are meant to be brown switches, and on Cherry MX switches, brown switches are have a loud click on them with the tactile bump. These have a tactile bump but no actual clicking until you bottom them out, so they're not the same as Cherry MX with the code coding. The keycaps as well, they're nice, well built. They're injection molded, so they've got to last you a long time. It's obviously got the the see-through part on the keys, so the light can shine through with the built-in LED on the keys itself. So they work well as well, and they'll feel like they are going to stand up to the test of time. So working our way down the specification list, I've just got to read it off this bit of paper here. The length, width and height, it's 348 millimeters length, 101 millimeters width and 36 millimeters height. It weighs about 600 gram plus 20 gram. The USB you get with it is 180 centimeters plus or give it 20 centimeters. The system requirements, you need Bluetooth 4.0 on a Mac OS 10.10 or above, Windows 10 or above, iOS 7 or above, Android 4.4 or above, or a USB port. But I did actually test this on Windows 7 and stuff, and it worked fine. So, but that's just what the specifications say. It says on the specifications as well, the key quantity is 71, I'm pretty sure it's 72, I'm not good at counting now. And obviously it's got the USB and Bluetooth 5.0 connectivity, and it's also got anti-ghosting and customizable backlighting as well. We'll get more into the RGB of this a bit later on. And obviously in the box you get the keyboard, you also get a keycap puller, which is the plastic one or the metal one, depending on which side you're looking at, 2 stickers and a manual. So yeah, that's the specifications as it's written down in the specifications. I think I actually just paper cut my nose. Having a quick look at the actual back of the keyboard as well, it's got the 2 standoffs, so you can put it at an angle on your desk, or you can put them away and put it flat. Personally with this keyboard, I actually find it's better to have it flat. Don't ask me why, I just feel more comfortable like that. Plus when I started using it, I completely forgot to check underneath it and put the feet out. So with a small keyboard, I'm guessing I'm just used to it being flat now. Probably not good for your wrist, but there you go. So as you probably noticed by now through my videos, I'm a bit of an RGB fanboy, whether it's on motherboards or keyboards or headsets or anything like that really. So this keyboard is nice. I mean, the backlight on this keyboard, it isn't the brightest in the world, but at the moment in time, especially when it's actually running on battery, it's a bit dimmer. When you do plug it in, it does seem to turn a bit brighter. It does go a bit brighter, yes, not by much. Control wise on the keyboard, obviously all the control is done on the keyboard itself, so you can increase the brightness level, you can change the effects, etc. Recently though, there has actually just been some software release for this and also a firmware upgrade for the keyboard. So if you want to use that software, you first have to upgrade the firmware on your keyboard and then you have to go through and open the software up. With the software, the lighting is a bit limited on it. There's no actual control of the effects or anything, but you can change the actual coloration, and per key you can change it as well. Best thing about it as well is you don't actually have to have it plugged in for the obviously RGB to work. You can have it unplugged and the RGB will still go. Which most mechanical keyboards, if there's a mechanical keyboard, I haven't seen that does RGB while also being unplugged, because normally electricity doesn't work like that. But obviously this has got a battery, so it's fine. There's a couple of different lighting effects to actually choose from on this keyboard. They are a nice little effect. Like I said, they are limited, but it is a wireless keyboard once again, so you're not expecting the absolute best, but where it does work absolutely fine. So you've got a snake marquee, which runs up and down the keyboard, a reactive mode for when you're typing, advanced reactive mode, again for when you're typing, a breathing mode, which you can obviously change the colour on, wave mode, a ripple mode that looks real cool, and the aurora mode as well. Now, like I said, most of these are quite reactive, so if you are typing away, it will be flashing at you. There is a lot of control on the keyboard itself. You don't really need the software that much. For example, if you've got the snake marquee, you can change the colour of the snake. If you've got the reactive mode, you can click the FN button and delete, and it'll change the actual colour of that as well. So yeah, it does work very well. The lighting on the keyboard, that is. So a bit of testing on the keyboard we did. Obviously we used it in Bluetooth mode in a couple of games, and like I said, we did have a bit of issue every now and then with lag. It's the Bluetooth that lags out most of the time, and the information being sent to and from the keyboard and the computer. So like I said, we don't recommend you use it for gaming while it's in Bluetooth. It isn't that bad, but in any competitive games you will notice a sufficient lag, and it'll drive you absolutely up the wall when you get killed because you didn't peek around the corner in time. When it's plugged in, however, it's absolutely fine. There's no lag noticeable. It just acts like a normal USB wide keyboard at that point. So a couple of games I've been playing on it. Obviously I've been playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and I did keep it plugged in for most of the duration of the testing. Once I found that lag, I found it a bit annoying. So Things like on your phone and stuff as well, you can play games on your phone. I was actually playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on my phone and I mapped it all. Bit of a pain in the ass, mind you, to remap it to your keyboard, but it is possible. And if you have an on-the-go adapter, you can also plug it in and get a bit of that latency gone, but it doesn't really matter on your phone that much. It's a tiny screen, come on. Other games like League of Legends work absolutely fine. I'm obviously only using QWER at that point in time, but it does work fine. And things like CSGO. I am bad at CSGO, but this didn't make me any worse, so it worked absolutely fine. So value-wise on this keyboard, it's currently marked at about £60, which is absolutely fantastic. I mean, like I said, it's you pay that for most mechanical keyboards anyway, let alone someone that's actually wireless and also has the RGB on it. So Drevo have done a really good price on that. I don't know how they've kept the price down, because like I said, there is absolutely no flex in this thing whatsoever, so you can use it on your knee very happily, and when you type on it, there's no flex. The only thing, like I said, that lets it down is the keycaps. The keys are actually a Cherry MX, but if you did put the Cherry MX in this keyboard, it will push the price up to astronomical levels. So, but the Drevo keys in them do feel absolutely fine. They're not the best. You can feel the spring is a bit weaker, but there is that still the nice actuation point, and like I said, you can't really go wrong with mechanical keys. And obviously they might even be replaceable. We're not saying they're replaceable, but mechanical keys normally are. So if you're that fussy, go buy a set of Cherry MX and solder them back onto this board, and this should work. I think, I don't know, I've never done it. I'm fine with these, I'm not that picky. Yeah. So it's time to look at awards for this keyboard, and it does deserve some damn good awards. I mean, Bo, the person that originally actually reviewed this on our website, you can check out that review in the link in the video description. I do agree with what he put on it. He actually gave this keyboard rather, a gold award, a design award and a value award. Gold because it's absolutely fantastic keyboard overall. The build quality of it is absolutely amazing. Typing experience is fantastic, no issues whatsoever. Obviously it's got the USB, the Bluetooth, the RGB, the mechanical switches. So yeah, gold award right there. Value because it's a RGB mechanical wireless keyboard for 60 quid. I've paid 100 quid for wired keyboards that are just as good as this one. And a design award because it's absolutely fantastically designed. Drevo, you've done a very good job at this keyboard. We do congratulate Drevo on this, because most wireless keyboards are membrane, so you've managed to get it working as mechanical, and you've also managed to get the RGB working on it, and it's obviously got the features anybody with a wireless keyboard would expect. For example, the free presets for different devices and stuff like that. So it really does deserve these awards, and we do recommend this keyboard. Absolutely fantastic. If you're looking for a wireless keyboard, or even if you're just looking for a replacement and a small keyboard, especially for things like LAN parties, have a look at this. And if you can, have a play with it. Otherwise, just jump at that 60 quid and buy it, because we expect the value of it might up and down, because obviously Amazon do that sometimes, but this keyboard is worth the pennies you got to pay for it. So thank you very much to Drevo for sending this in. Are you guys interested in wireless keyboards and stuff? We know Linus Tech Tips did a video recently. Maybe you should send him this video and show him this keyboard, because like I said, absolutely fantastic. But let us know in the comments description. Tell us what you think of the videos, tell us what you think of the keyboard. And as always, have a nice day, and ta-ra for now.